Hi folks, it's Chuck McKay here, and I've got some exciting people with me, but I first want to introduce my cameraman, Matt Shea, who's a music man, played saxophone, and that's the theme that we're going to talk about today, because we have the big competition coming up this weekend where Vernon hosts other schools coming up here for Music in the Mountains. As you can see from the kids' t-shirts, we're getting all excited about it, and I'm here with Mr. Taylor and some of our band members to talk about the program. So let's get started right away with it. Mr. Taylor, tell me a little bit about the program and what happens here.
Sure. So we have a marching band. Obviously, that's one of the highlights of our district, and so it's in the public eye a lot. We do all of our halftime shows at our home football games. We also perform pregame shows at all the away football games, and we do 8 competitions a year, and one of those is our Music in the Mountains competition, which is this Saturday at 7:00 p.m. You don't want to miss that. And our band will go on last. We're hosting the show, and we're really excited about that. It's an annual tradition for us.
I was looking at the schedule, and it looks like our band goes on around 8:30 for those people that are coming late.
8:45, but be here at 8:30.
8:30, okay. And then, of course, there's awards given out after that, right?
That's correct. So
okay.
We ourselves, because we're hosting, we won't get an award because we don't want to get an award at our own show.
Oh, that stinks.
I know, but we do have a plaque for hosting the show that we give to our students just to give them something. But it's about hosting other bands and celebrating music and marching here in our hometown, Vernon.
Yeah, awesome. Now, for those that have seen the musical show, it's based on the Broadway production of Dear Evan Hansen. So tell me a little bit about how it reflects in your show.
Well, we have 4 songs from the show that are also in the musical. Our first movement is Waving Through a Window.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the most famous songs. And then we also have For Forever, Sincerely Me, and the closing movement is You Will Be Found.
Yep.
And then in For Forever and You Will Be Found, we have the same vocals that are in the musical during some parts.
Okay, so Waving Through the Window is, of course, Evan and his crush on Zoe. But I think there's a big announcement for this show. So what's going on with windows?
We're going to be adding 6 giant windows as props that are going to be able to open up, and we're going to be able to march through, and it hasn't been seen yet, so we're definitely looking forward to showing everyone our brand new props.
All right, so you heard it here first. There's something new about the show. So those people that have seen the show already haven't seen this part of it, right?
Yeah.
All right.
The show's always getting better.
And the show gets better as we go along.
Yes.
Yep.
And are we building towards the Yamaha Cup, or are we building toward, I mean, where's that's our big one?
We have Yamaha Cup, that's going to be at Rutgers.
Right.
And then after that we go to States, which is also at Rutgers.
Okay.
And then our final performance is at J. Bernie Crum in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
All right.
That's nationals, and that's where one of our biggest competitions that we compete in.
Good. Now, when you start to talk about the competitions, what is your favorite? What's the one you love to do?
Well, I feel like that varies per person. I know I think all of them really. Yamaha Cup is super exciting. In past years, 2015 and 2017, we won.
Right.
So that was a really great experience for me. So Yamaha Cup always has like really exciting vibes. That one, nationals, everything comes together. It's our last final show.
Yeah.
So I'd say all of them are very exciting.
Okay, one of the things about Dear Evan Hansen is the theme of children are never alone, or the idea that you have friendship. Do you feel that you build that kind of friendship when you're working with your bandmates?
Exactly.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's like one of the things we strive for, just making sure that band is like a home for everybody, and that everybody feels safe and loved, and they just have a good time.
Does that make Mr. Taylor a father figure?
Yes.
I love that. I love that. All right, now there's another surprise, but you're not going to tell us, but there's something else with this show.
Sure. So every week that we do the show, we try to do something a little bit different so that people who watch it again, there's repeat value.
Mm-hmm.
And similar to what they do on Broadway, the shows are constantly developing. And so this week, not only are we adding windows, but the ending of our show, there is going to be a huge surprise. So you don't want to miss that this weekend. So
All
it's really
right.
awesome.
So those people that have seen the show before, you have to come back because there's going to be a huge surprise at the end.
Yeah, at the end.
At the end. So at the very end of this entire competition, there'll be a big surprise from the Vernon band. So it's very exciting to hear. I don't think you guys actually know what the surprise is, right?
No.
Okay, so we're this gets better and better. All right, so it's important that everyone realizes that these shows build camaraderie with the community. So I'm encouraging our community to come out, surround our children with love and care and applause, and cheer for other bands. We're having 7 bands, 6 bands?
So a total of 6 bands.
Yep.
That's correct.
All right, so there's 6 bands coming out. So that's this Saturday night at 7 o'clock here at Vernon at Mr. Macerino Stadium.
I'm Jess Kimball, and I heard that we had a new saxophone player, so I thought we should go and meet her. So follow me. Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
This is the superintendent, Mrs. Davino, and we heard a lot about her. We're really excited to have her with us today because I heard that you used to be in band and obviously you're a saxophone player.
I am.
Do you mind telling us a little bit about your experience with the band and what you've taught?
Well, first of all, thank you, Jess, for the interview, and thank you, Cole, for letting me borrow your saxophone. I will come back and play with the band when I have my horn with me, if Mr. Taylor permits me to do so. You know what? I was a band director years ago, and I was in charge of marching band and wind ensemble, concert band, jazz band. We also had a program called Beat Band, which was a lot of fun. So it meant that if you were a flute player, for example, and you wanted to try another instrument, you could take up clarinet or you could take up trombone. I was a sax player and I played trombone just because it was so different from what I was used to doing. When I did my undergraduate at Montclair State, which isn't really far from you guys. When I was there, I was lucky enough to play at Carnegie Hall, and I was in a Whitney Houston video too, so it was a lot of fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. We're super excited to have you as our new superintendent, and we're also really excited to see you this Saturday at the home competition.
I'm very excited. I can't wait to hear the band's program. It's just wonderful music, and I'm excited to see the whole production and all the other schools come to join us. You know, Music in the Mountains, it should be a really great time.
Yeah, it should. Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
Well, as you can see, our new super's here, and it's music to my ears and many people's ears. We're delighted to have her. Congratulations to the Board of Ed for finding a great superintendent. Last Thursday night at the high school, Jack Rankin's Recruiting Realities came in. There's a picture of Jack with Mr. P and Mr. Foley. And he came and he talked to the young people about a reliable path to success in life and what D1 sports looks like and what a scholar athlete needs to do. It was very well received by all of our students and parents. So kudos to everyone who came out last Thursday and experienced that. Field hockey night at the high school last Thursday evening, same night, 3 games, a whole lot of family fun. What a wonderful team. They're doing well. It's a great program. Congratulations to Coach Colleen for re-energizing this program and creating a family-like atmosphere, including this. They donated money to a local family. And I just want to thank the team, the local family, the coaches for all that they do. A great night in Vernon. Fall Harvest House was on Saturday, and families came and visited Cedar Mountain, got to know the teachers. I want to thank Ms. Gebhardt, but also the Vernon Educational Association for all of their work with this. The parents had a great time. They learned all about the new programs in reading, writing, and math, but also the kids got to do crafts. And as you can see, the whole community was involved. We had a fire truck here talking to the students and getting them to see some of the emergency equipment. And of course, the children doing crafts up in the library with their folks. A great day was had by all. Congratulations to the staff of Cedar Mountain and also Ms. Gebhardt. Yes, now there's Mr. Shea talking to the 8th graders at Glen Meadow. And all the Chromebooks are now distributed. I want to thank Mr. Shea, the entire IT team, and all of their hard work for this amazing program. The fact that we have one-to-one Chromebooks for most of our students is just nothing short of miraculous. Mr. Shea was reviewing the rules of the road. So if you're a parent of a child who has a Chromebook, just know that we want to make sure that our students protect those Chromebooks. We put new covers on some of them to make sure that they're protected. And we want our children to be responsible with that piece of technology. All right, speaking of technology, if you search for Vernon Schools in your app store, you will find our app. It's free, and it gives great information. So, for anybody who has their app on their phone, they can find out what's for lunch for their child, their grades. A student can find their grades in Genesis. We have important messages that we want to give out to parents. You would get them through the app. When the next soccer game or football game or sporting event is, it would be right there under athletics. We have a Facebook page, what's on Facebook. And of course, I won't say it, but you know that there's times during the winter time that some very important information comes through that you need to know about. So the Vernon app, take a look. We're very proud of it. It's a great program. Speaking of great programs, Mr. Joseph has moved out of the library and is now in charge of robotics at Rolling Hills. This is a fabulous program. It's the start of all the great robotics programs that we have throughout the district. He's also doing coding with the students as well. This is a major initiative from this office and from all of our administrators and supervisors. We are very much interested in teaching children coding and robotics as they move through their school years. So, start of a great school year at Rolling Hills with Mr. Joseph and the robotics. He's charged up for robotics. The Vernon Youth Soccer Night, the men's soccer team, boys soccer team, had a great night the other night in which the young players from town got to have a penalty kick, a shootout at halftime. They also got to greet the varsity players as they went out to the field. It was, again, a great night for all. I want to thank Mr. Jones and his coaching staff for pulling the community together. And again, this is Mr. Foley's idea, the idea of a vertical alignment between our youngest players and our oldest players in town. Much appreciated. All right, we don't need to review this anymore, but just so you know, the Vernon Band competition is this Saturday evening, and our award-winning band will be hosting. High Point's coming, Lenape's coming, Pequannock's coming, North Warren, Kittatinny, and of course, Vernon will be the host. So come on out. It's at Macerino Stadium, right here on campus. Admission is $10 for adults and $5 for students. All right, so it's important as we look at all those great things that are happening in Vernon to consider all the great things that happen in the fall, including this band competition. One of the things I wanted to remind our parents is the fact that on October 8th, which is not this Monday, but the following Monday, the students have an early dismissal. They will be in school. It's an early dismissal, and then we'll do our professional development after that. It's important to keep that date in mind. All right, well, we would like to finish with our band students, and they're going to talk about some of the important people that have helped create this program.
Yeah, we just wanted to thank all the parents who've been helping with all of the concessions and parking and just getting all the home competition ready for the community. And we just wanted to also thank our administrators for attending on Saturday and helping us pass out awards.
Yes, and we'd also like to thank the community. There was a bunch of organizations who donated to the band, did ads, sponsorships. They really helped us out, and it's really nice to see the community come together as one for the love of music. So that's really awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you again. We really like to see the community coming together, so we hope to see you Saturday. For tickets, it's $10 for adults and $5 for students and senior citizens, so we really hope to see you all there.
So again, what you see is these wonderful students. Every week we talk about all the great things that are going on in Vernon, and it's delightful to meet you guys, and they did thank their parents on video. So parents, please save that so that we have that. Okay, so here we are. It's going to be a great time here. Come out this Saturday, 7 o'clock.